Hey, hey!
What's up, man?
How you doing today, man?
Welcome. Let's turn that,
Hey,
that, that music down, boy. I tell you what, sometimes you just got to get fired up for this stuff, man.
right on. You didn't know?
You
I mean,
didn't
it's
know?
Wednesday, it's Wednesday, and it's 7 o'clock. It's time for some gearheads and guardians, baby. What's up?
What,
How's everybody doing?
and about what, 4.5 minutes ago,
Oh,
we were
was it?
about to be Rocco-less.
Well, I got a hair in my mouth. Great. Anyway, what I was going to say, got a lot of really cool things to talk about today. Um, First and foremost, as always, if you're, not feeling really good about yourself or thinking, you might want to do something that you might regret later on, uh, call 988. We need you in the fight, man.
Yes.
There's so many, just the veterans alone. There's so many of us out there that, are feeling the effects. I'll just say that feeling the effects of things that we've had to do in the past that we didn't want to do, don't want to even think about sometimes, and not just veterans, but I mean, there's other folks out there, that just depression can be, uh, it can be a silent killer. It really can, and we don't want that for you. I mean, we can't stop people from feeling that way by ourselves. We need you in the fight. Okay, we got your six, you get our six. How about that? All right.
Absolutely.
988 option one, or pick up that computer, your cell phone, whichever. Email gearheads and guardians. Right there it is, right there at the bottom, right there. Email gearheads and guardians at gmail.com. You can address it to me, Gunner Six, Chuck, or Nitro Andrew, whichever. We'll try to help you as much as we can. We'll get you in the right direction. Uh, I mean, we were NCOs forever and a day, so I'm pretty sure we're well versed in uh, finding things out and getting things squared away for you. Okay. Um, Also, I do want to say that in case y'all didn't know, I'm a super huge fan of Zalise now. That I've actually been on it. I'm steady on it. I'm steady, you know. And man, y'all, they got a new product out. And what was it called again?
I'm a lucky. I learned how to pronounce it over the past 2 weeks.
I was teasing you. I was teasing you.
Yeah.
It's called Unlucky. And man, I'm here to tell you, everybody that I've spoken to that's used it is like, this is like amazing, just
Yeah.
super amazing. So you
Yep.
guys get a chance to check that out. We do have some great things to talk about today,
Man.
but I'm a super huge race fan, and I really want to hear about this race that you went to last, because you were saying it was kind of up and down and up and down. It's like, oh no, not an emotional race.
it it really was, man. We earlier in the season, when we thought we were going to be able to go race at Vado, and obviously that didn't happen. So we like to get over there a couple times, during the season in the summer to watch Michael and his son race,
Sure.
especially after both of them, a couple weeks ago, both picked up wins, respectively. So we decided to hop in the car, go over there, and it was an up and down night that uh, in a good way, right? In a good
Right.
way. Um, things have to happen. First, Michael went out, started outside pole on his heat race, and just put on a clinic. I mean, it was unreal, right? Track was smooth, car was smooth, and so he won the heat race. And in the feature, the track changed, and they had a red flag on the opening lap. Yeah, and so went out and we tightened up the car just a little bit, maybe overdid it, and he burnt the brakes up trying to get the car to turn because the track had changed, and it didn't change the way that he wanted it to, that we thought it was going to, because the way it was the surface was changing. So you know, a little too tight on the car, and but that's racing.
Sure. So
Bryce, on
now
the other hand, huh?
I was going to ask you something as far as the track goes. Now, what happened with the track? Did it get sticky? Did it dry up?
It
Did it
dried
get like
out.
slick or what?
Yeah, it, you know, it dried out. And normally on a clay track, when they're it's more clayish instead of dirt,
Right,
if you will. Like up north, you know, up north where
right,
we're from
right,
in the Midwest, the dirt is so black that it doesn't dry. It just
right.
goes, it rubbers up, right? Um, they put new clay down at Vado, or clay, if you will, and the track. Michael said the track just hasn't been the same. It dries out. It doesn't take rubber until late, and they were the third feature out, so the track hadn't gone through enough features to really
Yeah,
transition into the way Michael thought the car was,
right.
you know, yeah. So the car just ended up being a little too tight, and you know, and wing cars, when you don't have the power of a bigger motor, you can't drive out of a situation.
Oh,
So you
right.
know, he got quagmired, and respectable. He finished seventh, you know, which is still respectable considering.
That's not, yeah. That's
So
points.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah. The heat race though was impressive. Like the track
Wow.
was tacked up, smooth, and he was about 3/4 of a track ahead at after 8 laps. So it was a monster run in the heat race. Bryce, this kid has. Let me say this: in racing, you either have it or you don't, right? And I'm not saying that you're born to just get in a car and bang, everything
Sure,
comes to you,
sure.
right? Some of us have the natural ability to get in a car, figure it out, right? And that's with anything, baseball, football, you know, anything, right? I had the ability, luckily, to get into a car at my older, when I started as an older age, and figure it out. You know, it came to me, and it just clicks, right? This kid at 14 years old is now the talk at Vado Speedway.
Nice.
He started, I want to say 15th or 17th in the feature, right? Well, he started in the back in the heat race, and he finished second or third, right? Somewhere in there. And started way back again because he's got a high point average,
Hmm.
and in 2 laps he went from 17th to 4th.
Wow.
And 3 or 4 laps later, gone. Gone. Like this kid, the car was working perfectly. We did some setup changes, air pressures. I kind of threw a little late model, you know, driving with him to stay smooth. You know, braking gas and don't dump the gas, and just, you know, get some more arc in the turn, and let's get some air pressures down a little bit so we can get a little more grip in the track because it's going to dry out. So let's do that. And it was murder. He lapped up to 8th place. He lapped up to 8th place, and second place was 3/4 of a track behind him, and he's in lap traffic. He took the white flag, and he had what comes naturally to a driver when you're out in the lead. How far behind are they? Do I keep driving as hard as I can drive? You know, I don't know what's back there by me, so I'm just gonna keep pushing and pushing and putting it on the edge, and putting it on the edge, and putting it on the edge. And he put it on the edge, and he spun her out coming out of
Oh,
turn two on the last lap, and
it
uh,
happens.
and it happens. But two things real quick about Bryce. One, the emotional breakdown that he had shows just how much passion this kid has.
Right.
That, one, I did it all by myself, and I did it because I don't, he doesn't know. This is his 4th time in a car in this class. And you don't know. Trust me, you don't know. You're just driving the same line you have. You don't think about fuel burn off. You don't think about tires getting hot. You don't think about, you don't think about that kind of stuff. And sometimes you don't, when you're in the situation of, do I, don't I, do I, don't I, where are they at? What are we doing? Do I got to stay, do I got to drive hard? Do I stay smooth? Can I back it down a little bit? There's just no way at his age to really be aware of everything. And, spun it out. And Sunday and Monday morning, we had breakfast with him when we left. And I said, listen, Bryce, I said, don't be upset over what happened, because we've all done it. I have spun out in front of the field leading many a time.
Well, right? I watched you do it.
You've seen me do it. But be more proud of what you're doing during the race. How'd you get into the lead? Don't worry about what happens when you're in the lead and we make a mistake. That's just lessons in life. You're 14. You don't know, right? Don't be upset about that.
Full time.
Correct. But go watch the video up to that point and watch what you did for 19 laps. And the absolute manhandling that he put on these people. It's insane. Go watch it. RacingDirt.com. Go to Vado, buy it. Last weekend, I'm highly impressed with this kid, and it's really cool to see the 1X up front. It's really great. So fun time in Vado, and the kid has got a long successful career ahead of him. Talked to his dad a couple of times. When's he going to be in a sprint car? And he says, we're going to give him a few years, but that's where he's going. And so, very proud of him. Good weekend of racing.
Way cool. Well, thanks for that report. That was some good news for sure.
Yeah, it was great.
Absolutely. Now, pretty excited. I'm trying to hold back my excitement, but okay, guys, I'm stoked. I'm happy as could be right now. Gearheads and Guardians, Relief for Troops, Hessler Motorsports, and Gunner's Choice now owns a laser engraver, and we are engraving things for the charity. So if there's anything that you would like right now, let me see if I can find one. Just so happen to have one right here. Just so happens. Matter of fact, I got 2 of them. Okay. Now these are coasters. Now these are made out of 100% real slate, rubber backing on the back. That's Garcia's Q. That's he's actually out of California. He's one of the guys in my very first unit in the Army, and I figured I'm going to send him some of these, and maybe he can get me, some folks out there to want some stuff. Okay. And I thought what was really cool is you could even put your initials on there. Okay, like
that's so awesome, man.
Family initial. I got tons and tons of designs for sorry about that. To make a big fun. But I have a lot of different images I can do for initials, for people's last name, business logos. Here's another one I did. I'm doing this as we're doing the show right now. I have the machine running right now doing these. It's an oil field company. It's veteran-owned, oil field company. It's veteran-owned. I'll be getting those out to Mark pretty soon. And let's see. So we're able to do right now. I'm doing coasters on slate. I can burn anything on any slate. So, I'll say this: I'm learning how to do photos. So photos, I'm not quite ready for photos yet, but I can do anything on slate.
It's what's remarkable about this is want to say I want to say it very 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 carefully how we say this. Everything, the laser engraving and the things going on in that type of market are pretty abundant, right? They really are. You can get them anywhere. You can do what have you not, right? But the goal behind this is more charitable, right? For what we're doing, okay. And when we talked over the the past few months that we got some cool stuff coming up. This is in conjunction with Relief for Troops and what have you not, because we have some things that we've always wanted to do for our service members and our veterans. That was a little bit. It was a little bit different in the way of how to go about getting it. So we have some things, and we'll be posting them soon. We will be doing some off time videos. We're going to do some videos talking about new products and things that we have merch wise and what we're doing with the laser etchers. So same market of what everybody else is kind of doing, but it's really, we're tailoring it in a different way that is a little more meaningful to what we do. So Chuck, I first of all, I thank you for your work you put onto it, man. I'm really stoked. I heard you had a 1X even with an autograph on it, man. Whoever that guy is, I'm all about that. So
yeah, I didn't want to spoil it, but
so we have coasters now of Hessler Motorsports, the 1X. It's even got the Nitro's autograph on it. So again, these are all for sale and for charity. This is not anything dealing with Relief for Troops and Hessler Motorsports and what have you not. All proceeds go to putting back into doing this and our charities. So right. Chuck, that's awesome, man. I'm so glad that you found that, and it's pretty jam up, man. I'm excited.
We're going to do some really cool things. And, we had talked about doing memberships for Relief
Gearheads and Guardians. Yeah, and Relief for Troops.
And I was going to show you. Oh, so I got all this stuff on my desk and I can't remember what I did with it all. Crap. But metal business cards. Okay. Now, we were talking about trying to do like a different color would be a different level or something like that. But each time that somebody becomes a member or something to that effect, we're still trying to iron that part of it out yet. But you will receive a card with a number on it. Okay.
Yes.
That is your number. Okay. So further down the road, when things are going to be becoming even more available to us and more charitable things are going to be happening, hold on to those cards. Believe me, good things are going to come with those cards. So if you end up getting one of these cards, hold on to it tight.
That's the cool thing. That as simple as this is, right? It's about making memories too. Relief for Troops. If you go to relieffortroops.org, and you go to ambassadors page, donation per donation amount, you get a rank. It's just like you were in the military, right? So if you go to Gearheads and Guardians, become an ambassador, and then you go to the rank page, based on the amount of donation and longevity, you get a rank, and then there's obviously discounts and perks to each rank as you go up. Absolutely. The cool thing about that is there are many places that give military discounts, right? We are slowly in the process of getting our partners in the communities to come on board with, you don't have to be military, but if you become a donator to our charity, you're going to get a military discount because you are a member of Gearheads and Guardians. So if you donate to Relief for Troops, you become a member of Gearheads and Guardians, depending on what your rank is. If you want to donate to Gearheads and Guardians, we don't have anything for that specifically, so there's really only one way to get it, to become a Gearheads and Guardians VIP member. I'm really stoked about that, man. I think and the ability to now not have to wait and order, right, a buttload of cards. We can keep it and economically do it. And when you as a customer, if anybody's out there that wants to be a part of this, we can get you your card almost instant, right? So and it comes from us, mind you. We don't source this out. We do all of our work in house. All of our graphics we do in house. So we're trying to keep it economical. But Chuck's over there working away. Surprised me. Just when you showed me what this thing can do, man, it's awesome.
Well, and the cool thing too is this laser can do small stuff too, like dog tags. Okay,
there it is.
I'm gonna
there it is.
Check this out. Ready? And you can read that, believe it or not.
Wow.
You're right. It's so small you can still read it. But that is St. Michael's prayer. That's a prayer on the back of a dog tag. It can be done. And
and hold that up again real quick, Chuck, because you kind of, I say you let the cat out of the bag, but this has been the big thing for me, right? If you want a dog tag, if anybody out there watching this and you want a dog tag of your, spin it around, Chuck, show the other side. We can do double-sided. We're going to do on Relief for Troops. We are building the page where you can order custom-made dog tags of a family member that was a veteran, or if you don't have your dog tags from being in the military, give us your information and we can custom make you a set of dog tags for you to always have, and what have you not. All for donation. That site will be going up, or that page will be going up tomorrow. And that's not the only thing that we'll be able to do it with. But the dog tags, being in the military, every service member had a set of dog tags. Mine are gone. I don't know where any of them are at. I'd like to have them again. Yeah, and especially for your kids or what have you not, or if you've lost a family member that was a veteran, right? Correct. If you would like to have them with you all the time, we'll have an order form with their information on it, and you'll be able to get a set of dog tags. They come in the military. We have 2 dog tags for a reason. We have a toe tag and then we have a jaw tag. You can have 1 or you can have 2. If you buy 2 dog tags that are identical, the second one will have a discount to it, obviously. So just the great things that this is what we've always strived to do, in-house, custom made. We do it our way. And man, I get chills thinking about it, man. This is so cool.
It's going to open up a lot of doors for us to get Gearheads and Guardians out there. A lot, it's able us to relief for troops. That's the big thing. We're NCOs. We're retired NCOs, and it once you become an NCO and you've been an NCO for a while, and you go through the ranks, the NCO ranks, and you literally now, I'm being 100% serious. You literally start to feel like your soldiers are like your family. Well, they are. Mm-hmm. Not by blood, but by everything else, by the meaning of the word. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you tend to, care a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So other veterans out there, they need our help. They need your help. They need their help. They need a lot of help out there. I mean, driving through, even in San Antonio, you drive through San Antonio and you see homeless folks out there all the time, And some of those homeless
Absolutely.
folks are veterans, you know. Yeah, sometimes people make bad mistakes. They make, you know, but hey, you know what? Are you perfect? I didn't think so. Okay. So what I'm getting at is there's a lot of veterans out there that can use the help.
Mm-hmm.
These products, you know, granted, they're, you know, coasters for your house. I'm also working on doing charcuterie boards,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of stuff I can engrave. Um, right now, I'm not doing metal, Mike. My laser is only a 10-watt laser. It's not strong enough really to do a good engraving on metal. But big one's coming one of these days. But the big thing is by selling these products, we can take the proceeds, okay, that we sell from like the Gearheads and Guardian stuff, that kind of stuff, the
Mm-hmm.
the relief for troops. Anything for that is going to go straight into a pot, so we can pick up some more of these products, CBD stuff, and take them to these events that we go to and give them to soldiers and well, I should say veterans that need this kind of relief. You know, and like I said, I've been on it now for 2 weeks. Best damn thing I ever did. I'm not even going to fake the fun. It's the best thing ever.
It's
You know,
amazing.
and I'm not even. I'm just like, well, I don't want to call it the baby food part of the spectrum, but there's other ones that I want to try, like the Ultracell Vibe. Definitely want to try Vibe, you
Yep.
know, and there's a few other ones I want to try, but then the Amalaki, I want to try that, and I want to try the Happy Coffee for sure. I'm a coffee drinker, gotta have that. But
Right.
just I'm a firm believer in the product, so I would like to put the I don't want to say well-being, but the feeling good when I wake up. I feel rested, and see that's the thing people don't understand. CBD doesn't necessarily heal your wound, okay, but what it does do, it allows you to rest and totally rest so that your body can heal itself the way it's supposed to and it's designed to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, does it have healing properties? Sure, it does. It does a little bit, absolutely. But the key to it is you're able to sleep. At least for me, and you, as you all know, I've had my back has been acting up since June, beginning of June. Um, I can't sit straight up in a chair. I can't stand up straight. Like something's going on. They're thinking I got some. The nerves are compressed pretty bad. So anyway, long story short, it's helping me out. I'm able to get sleep, and I can't wait to try Ultracell Vibe because I know Vibe's gonna just like open up my eyes bigger than you can't say. But can't wait.
It really is. It really is amazing. And you talk about the healing properties of CBD as we talk about it real quick. Um, each part of your body has different receptors that attract a cannabinoid from hemp. Okay, and the healing properties of it are really about the receptor and the ECS being able to calm things down, and which help promote healing when you're not having to fight pain. When your body has to fight
Right.
pain, you can't heal. That's the whole premise behind it. You calm everything down, and your ECS starts working on your body, and the properties of CBD to allow things to or allow cells to get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you heal. I guess I got to ask a question today. Um, believe it or not, how long does it take to work, right? And I had to explain it. It it works instantly when it touches your C1 C2 receptors in your mouth, right? It starts working. What takes a long time is for your body to react, and I say long time. Could be a week, could be 3 days. It depends on what your ailments are, what have you not. It took me 3 weeks for my chronic pain for me to actually realize I hadn't had chronic pain in a while. So it might have not even been that long, right?
Mm.
Um, and then with Vibe, you talk about the Vibe, anxiety. You know, if one of your biggest things is not really physical pain, like physical issues or what have you not, but it's all up here in your mind and cognitive and bills and things are just stressing me out, and I just get real, you know, I don't want to be around people and things like that. Anxiety, start calming down. Start calming down. Had a situation this just before I left. Believe it or not, I'm going to go ahead and say it real quick. I had a situation go on, and I was beyond livid. Beyond livid. And the old Drew back in the day would have acted upon that being livid and said something. Right? Because we confront people. I don't have time for your games. I would confront people. And I was actually able to take, and I was upset, and it carried on for my trip to New Mexico for a little bit. Girlfriend was there. She said, let it out. It bothered me. And I thought about it. It bothered me, but it wasn't as harsh. It wasn't as effective to me as it could have been had I not had something there going, look, man, calm down. Woosa. So you're going to like it, man. You're going to like it.
Oh, I tell you what, like I said, I wake up, I feel good, well, besides my back, obviously, or my gut, or my leg, that kind of stuff. That's always, that's always going to be there. I'm never going to get away from it, and I'm okay with that. It's just learning how to cope with it. That's the big key. The big key thing is Zalise Ultracell is allowing me to make that happen. See?
Yeah.
Before, it was just like, all night, oh, my leg. Or, my bad, I got a bad gut too, and I'm able to sleep now. That's just the most incredible thing for me. Before, I'd have to take gabapentin, and now they got they gave me gabapentin, tramadol, and some kind of a muscle relaxer.
Yeah,
for my back. Now, did it help? Absolutely. Knocked me the hell out, and I couldn't wake up. That was the bad part. I was
the side effects of that.
I was like drooling down my pillow, and it was just gross.
Yeah.
But now if I take my pain pills now, I take them during the day when I'm first waking up, and I know, I'm stiff. Okay, take a pill. All right, and it's easier for me to get moving around a little bit. I can get going, kind of get steam built up. And the best thing about it is I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm not all.
Yeah, you're.
I don't do that anymore.
You're tame. Yeah, it again, even just ultracell, it calms that down. But you real quick, I want to make something. I want to touch on what you're talking about your medicines. I got to ask that too. Can I take myself off of medicines? I got to ask that. Here's the thing. Don't do what I did. Okay? And I say that because I didn't do it the proper way. Okay? I did it based off how I felt. And I'm not going to tell you can just drop all your stuff right now and you're good to go. No. However, talk to your doctor. I didn't talk to my doctors. I told my doctors what I was going to do, but see, I was also in that much pain where I was either loopy and down, chemo was taking me down, the pain meds added on top of that, and then when I was kind of like out of that euphoria from all the medicines, I was in pain, right?
Right.
So this is what I would say. If you want to take yourself off of something, go to your doctor.
Yes, thank you with your doctor. Absolutely.
And say, and tell your doctor, I feel great. I'm doing this. I want to try something. Try it. Remember, you're in control of your own body. I'm not saying go do that, but I'm going to tell you what Andrew Hessler did. I said I had enough, and I took it all off, and it took time. It took time but I had been on Zalise. For 2 or 3 years before about a year and a half. I'm sorry, about a year and a half before I, just cut cold turkey. Right. So I was moving, but you know what? you know, anything that you do in that is going to be a 50-50 until your body is acclimated. There is going to
Sure.
be a transition point. You're not going to have that instant, that instant relief from medicines, but in time you're going to find yourself okay. I mean, think about it. How much better do you move now 2 weeks later than you did? Just moving daily.
Dude, I can make it to my truck out the front door in under 5 minutes now.
Yeah, and it takes time. Like Mike, when you talk to Mike, M&C Aquatics. He's joining us tonight. Mike, good to see you. But he is one of those true what are those called, testimonials, where he couldn't move. His back looks like someone took a shotgun to it. And that's no joke. We saw the X-rays, right?
Mhm.
And now he can move. He can move and go do things, right? Because he's been on Zalise. So that's the kind of thing where don't take it just from one person.
Yeah.
Do your research, but we're going to have all testimonials out there, right? And we're going to have a testimonial page put on Relief for Troops. I've got some work I've got to do. I do want to get testimonial. If you are on Zalise and you are a member of Relief for Troops, where you'll have a place to go out and be like, this is my story. And this is where it goes. So we're going to have that page for you to be able to voice that on. So just keep that in mind. Listen to your body though too. Okay, listen to your body. So amazing stuff.
That looks like Mark O'Donnell is on Facebook watching this. What's going on,
Uh
brother?
oh. All right, Mark, welcome.
And then there's
welcome.
Jennifer. Is it Ashlyn? I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong. How you doing?
Yeah. So Jennifer Kidd. So real. You know what? Now that you said that, I'm not on the Gearhead site. But Jennifer Ashlyn, formerly Jennifer Kidd. Her and her husband got married at the racetrack last race night. Yep. So congratulations to them. We actually had the opportunity to announce together. One night when Chris was out there racing and stuff. So congratulations to Jennifer and her husband for tying the knot. So good stuff.
It's a great institution.
Good stuff.
Go back, you guys. I'm only teasing, I promise.
So we talked about iron sights last week, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
I wanted to go a little bit in depth, not too much, but I wanted to go a little bit more in depth about using iron sights with an optic, right? And I had a couple questions for you, because this is more your realm, and you know this, but this is my question to you, and probably for some others, right? If I have a laser and if I have iron sights, do I really need an optic? And if I have an optic and I have a laser, do I really need iron sights? Or say I just want to get crazy and just have a front sight because I have a laser for whatever reason, I have an application or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. What say you about the combination that's right for you?
Okay. For me, okay, depending on what weapon I'm carrying at the moment, am I carrying my 19, my 17, whatever the case may be. 17 does have optics. My 19 here, hopefully soon I'll be able to send my slide off to Wheaton Arms and get that one cut down so I can put an optic on my 19 as well. But my 17, love it. It has it's an MOS, so it's already been cut by that factory.
Mm-hmm.
It's already into the slide lowered up already. In the works, because I haven't bought them yet, but in the works I am going to put a Teridium front sight post Okay, and obviously it's going to be I want 100% co-witness. So at 20 yards, I figure, or actually I should say about 20 feet. I should say about 20 feet. I want my dot and my front sight post. And if I'm talking about my 19, I want the laser as well, all to meet right there in that one spot
Mm-hmm.
at 20 feet, not yards, 20 feet. Okay, uh, most self-defense scenarios are going to happen within 15 to 10 feet. That's where it's all going to pop off. So again, like train. But
Right.
always, if you're going to have an optic, always have plan B or a set of iron sights. Okay, if you're shooting an optic, okay, it's easy to get wrapped up in, oh man, I Gunner Six said that tritium sights are the best, so I gotta have tritium sights. Okay, that's great, fantastic. I'll stand behind that 110%. Kinda. My rear sight will be completely black. No glow in the dark, no tritium, nothing. Straight iron sight. I don't want the tritium throwing me off from the red dot. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. Tritium glows kind of a really like a almost yellow or a neon green color. Okay. I don't want that to, especially if I'm shooting a a green dot instead of a red dot. And I know green dots are supposed to be the bomb diggity. I have a green dot on my AR, but it's also a red dot and it's a regular straight black reticle as well. So it's got 3 different color optics on that. But for my 17, it's a red dot.
Right.
And straight up, I'd have my rear sight post, 100% co-witness, as I said. The rear sight, all black. I'd have my optic, and then on my front sight post, which would also be suppressor height sights in the front, that would be my tritium optic in the front.
Okay.
How we doing, Miss Cassie? Or is that Joseph? It just says.
Oh no, that's Cassie. Yeah, from Hawaii. They live in Hawaii.
What? Aloha. Rednecks down here in Texas. That's called aloha.
Mahalo. Mahalo. Yeah. So that's really the preference. Obviously, sites are based on application and what you're going to use it for, like the situations or what have you not. But give me just an all around. An
all around setup.
Yeah, because here's my thing, right? Us older people, right? The vision. Some of us have to wear glasses, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have to wear readers to see down range. That'd be really weird. I'd have serious problems. But so if we talk about transition lenses, or not transition lenses, but the lenses that they're not bifocals, but there's progressive lens, right? Where depending on how you aim is going to be close or far, right? We had talked a little bit about this before, but real quick, my thought and opinion is that an optic sight, because you can use both eyes with it, right? And once that dot is on, even if you happen to turn the weapon a little bit or what have you not, the optic that where that dot is, that's where it's going to shoot. So unlike an iron sight. So I mean, pros and cons.
Well, I'm going to be honest. If I was going to have an all-around setup, okay, like an all-around, do everything I needed to do, no holds barred, keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? I would go depending on the weapon, obviously. Now, to carry conceal, I like my either my Glock 45 or my Glock 19. Okay, um, that 45 is awesome because I get an extra few bullets out of that one. That's pretty cool. But anyway, um, straight up, if just an all around setup, get you a light. I don't care what brand you like. I'm an Olight fanboy.
Olight.
You can call me what you want. I don't care. You call it trash. You call it garbage. You call it whatever. But I know one thing. I know it works. So you can call it whatever you want.
That's right.
It
true.
Works.
Very true. Yep.
So, definitely got to have you a light, and I'll explain why in a minute. And then as far as the sights on my weapon, straight up, iron sights, tritium. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. The optics are great. Don't get me wrong. Optics are fucking amazing. Love it. It's just for me, the optics are just like great because it's like you can acquire targets so much faster. You know what I mean? When you're looking down, oh, there's my dot. Dang. Okay, got it. Done. With the iron sights, you got to take kind of a split second. That's why I always say train, and then when you think you got it, train some more until you know you got it. Okay? Right. In that situation, there's no thinking about it. Either it is or it isn't. It's black, white, wrong or right, up or down, backward, forward, north, south. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So definitely the for me in my thought process and my opinions. Okay. The very first thing you need to do right after you get that weapon, train. Okay. And then once you think you got it, keep going at it some more until you know you got it.
And you know you got it.
One.
Yeah.
That's number one. Okay. Now, should you, because somebody had asked me this once before too, should you, if you're going to like customize your gun, if you want a different barrel, if it's a brand new weapon, do you need a new barrel really? No, not really. Especially if it's Glock,
Yeah.
Not that I'm a fan of Glock. Just saying. But especially with their new barrels and the Gen 5s, and even I think it was even some towards the last of the Gen 4. I think some of those got it as well. But their new barrels, man, they're great. I mean, they're fantastic. I'll say this: they're almost as good, if not as good, as the aftermarket barrels that I've got, except for one. Now, the barrel that I currently have on my 19 is a barrel from Wheaton Arms. It's a fluted barrel. It's got the what is it, 11 degree wedge cut on the front of the barrel. Like and there's a name for it, and it's like totally blew my mind as soon as I thought about it. But it's a bad barrel. I mean, I just love them. If I had the money, I'd have a Wheaton Arms barrel on every gun I owned. Fact. Okay, that's fact.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, if you're getting a brand new gun, okay, do you put all these new parts on it before you start training with it? Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Get some range time in. Get familiar with it. Okay.
Yep.
The more you shoot it, the more you're going to realize, hey, okay, well, when I press forward with my gun, one of those anti-matter things would be cool to put my thumb up on. That'd be cool. You can add that to your gun, it's like, man, I'm at the range and I'm trying to, train at night and, my sights kind of suck. Well, you just, things like that. Okay. Now, as far as setting up a pistol, first thing you want to do, I'm telling you, factory triggers. I've not seen too many factory triggers that I like. Okay. And they have to sell them the way they do for a reason. And I get that, I don't want it. Okay. I do all my own stuff. I polish connectors, trigger bars, put a new trigger in. That's the very first thing I do. And even just that improves the shootability of a Glock in a heartbeat. You know, depending on what you're putting in it, obviously. But yeah, man. If as far as sights go, depending on if you're gonna have optics, if you're definitely 110% positively surely sure that you are going to put a red dot or a green dot or some kind of an optic, you know, an RMR or whatever on your pistol, okay, then I would say go ahead, buy you those tritium sights, only the front one.
Right.
Suppressor height sights, unless you want that 3/4 co-witness. I don't like that personally, but you know, I like 100% co-witness, and that's if you're going to go optics, you know what I mean? But if you're just going to set up a gun just straight up out the box, you know, what do you really need? Just throw on some better sights, man. That's what I would tell you straight up. Just put on some better sights. First thing out the box, put some better sights on them. Unless it comes with tritium, you know, then But if you're gonna shoot with an optic, by all means, you know that. And I'm telling you, the rear sight, you don't want that to be no dots, it's black. Because I'm telling you, it will interfere when you're looking through that optic. It's gonna mess with you.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, and then I was reading this in I want to say it was this month's issue of
Conceal carry.
Yeah, conceal carry. Matter of fact, get out of my toolbox right here. This month.
Yep, I just got mine. Yep.
There's an article in there. I can't remember if it was in this one or if it was some of the other publications that I read. But train with just your rear sight. Take your front sight post off.
Interesting.
Freaked me out too. I was like, "What? How is that going to work?" You know.
Well, that would actually change kind of your focal point.
That's going to change a whole bunch. Because I've always, whenever I've trained with iron sights, you know, just to make myself, you know, acquire targets quicker, I'll take the rear sight completely off and use just the front one.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
That's how I've always done it. But they're saying so. It's interesting. I'm gonna read a little bit more about it and find out about it. But you know, I'm always up for a new training regiment that can, you know, what can it do?
Make it better. Yeah.
It can make me shoot better. Oh no, God, no, not that.
Well, I mean, and by the way, if you're going to go to the range, you might want to hold off on a day or two, because this 109-degree weather out here is, you know what? Strikeman. If you want to do something, turn a strikeman on and be like, you know what? I'm going to train in some AC.
That's right.
So, well, good stuff, man. About the sights. It's something that I want to do. I have yet to do it. You know, we're waiting for other things to come in. But
now, I'll tell you this now too. Don't limit yourself. Okay.
Right.
Now, there's just like a regular iron sight. It's just there's nothing to it. You might have
no
a little
markers on it.
A little mark or whatever like that. Okay. That's usually what you get with every firearm when you first buy them anyway.
Right.
There's those. And you have the ones that have like the little white outlines, things like that. Then you have fiber optics. Some people really dig fiber optic sights.
But you know, the thing with fiber though is that's like low light.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, real quick,
24/7.
Yeah, I mean, but what's really cool on bows, I had fiber optics on my bows, right? Because it low light, it really the pins really helped out. Weren't very. It almost looked like you had a 3D, range finder, and it's really awesome. So that makes sense, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hey, real quick. No. Real quick, I know we're running close on time, but I really wanted to end. You and I didn't talk about this, so I'm going to ad lib this.
Roger.
Uh, I want everybody that's watching, and that will watch. I'm gonna put this ticker back up for a reason. Okay,
Oh no.
I'm gonna put this up for a reason. Um, when we talk about your life, when we talk about suicide, and we talk about having those thoughts and doing things to harm yourself and just try to say, I've had enough, right? There there is help out there. Okay, there is help. No matter what the situation is, there is help. But there are also a lot of minds out there that don't feel like there's anything that there's anything else that can help. Okay, now, not going to. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a broadcaster. Uh, we all read the news just like everybody else. But in the racing world, this past weekend, we lost a good one. We didn't lose them. We didn't lose it to a racing accident. It wasn't a car accident on the highway. Um, it was a plane accident. And from what we know, um, and having some of the medical history of this gentleman um, come out, there was a lot going on with him. So until more comes out about the plane and the mechanics of it and what have you not, they're funneling in on a situation where there probably wasn't anything else that could be done, and he decided to um, handle it his way. Scott Bloomquist was one of the greatest, if not the greatest, dirt late model racers that ever walked the planet. If you drive a late model, specifically like myself, Landon, and all the guys that race with us here across the country and what have you not, if you're in a dirt late model, Scott Bloomquist affected you somehow.
Absolutely.
There's there You cannot even if as a fan of Scott Bloomquist, to watch him do the things that he did. And I heard when the news came out and I heard about it. We were in New Mexico, and my girlfriend and I were sitting in the shop with Michael, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, did you know that Scott Bloomquist died in a plane wreck this morning?" I said, "Shut up, man." He's like, "No, dude, for real." And I was like, "Mike, I lived most of my high school years with you pranking me left and right. This can't be true." Sure enough, him and his plane went into the side of his barn there on the property. Prostate cancer, he just found out, or he'd been battling prostate cancer. He had a bad motorcycle accident that sidelined him from racing. He had a bad infection and reaction from a parasite, a worm that really took him out. And when your life and finances depend on you being in that car, building cars, selling race cars, which he did. He built his own Bloomquist chassis. He did his thing. There was a lot of stress that is coming out that he was actually enduring a lot. For me personally, there was a race a few years back where Scott Bloomquist lost the front left. He got hit. It put on, yeah, it caved up underneath the left side of the car, and he started mid-pack, and he ended up winning on three wheels. In 2022, 21, I got ran into and caved my front left underneath, and I ran 20 laps. I finished 5th or 6th, but I did on 3 wheels. And so for me, having done the same thing that he had done, even though I didn't win, I mean, only Scott Bloomquist could have won on 3 wheels, or hell, 3 with 1 flat. He'd have probably still, laid it on him. But to watch what he did, and to be in that same situation to drive 20 laps or so on 3 wheels, it hit me pretty hard when the news came out. So for everybody that's watching, we're all human, no matter what we do. We all take our minds our own ways, and sometimes when you don't think there's help, or you don't think it's going to get better, or the things just start caving on you to the point where you just feel like you have nothing to do, before you do anything, please reach out. 988 gearheadsandguardians@gmail.com, info@relieffortroops.com, Mark at markodonaldconsulting.com, gunnerswag@gmail.com. Reach out and say something.
Gunner6 at gunnerswag.com.
At gmail.com. That's the one.
That's on my phone every day. So if you reach out to that, I will definitely respond to you.
Yeah. I wanted to put that out there, because we are racers. We talk about racing, and all of us in the racing community that Scott has affected, whether it's been through TV, through merchandise, through just YouTube or whatever, please think about his mom Georgie and his daughter in this time of need. But go, if you're a fan of watching excellence and a man that said it his way. He always told it his way. He didn't let anybody tell it any other way. And he was not afraid to get out of the car at Victory Lane and say, "What'd you think about that ass whooping?" It's on video. Go watch the greatness that Scott Bloomquist was. Absolutely amazing. There is a picture of at Vado this weekend. They had his logo up on the big screen, and Michael was underneath it. And John took a perfect picture of Michael underneath the logo. It was amazing. So Scott Bloomquist, you're going to be missed. We all will meet you up on the track one day. I promise you that. And again, please reach out. Right? Please reach out. There is help. So I just wanted to say that before we end tonight.
Well, I thought I had a picture of it, but I don't.
Yeah.
Right. Well, again, folks, it's another Wednesday evening, and it's about 5 minutes after 8 in the evening. It's time for old Gunner to get some food and lay my weary head to rest. But listen, man, it was definitely a pleasure to be here with you.
It's great.
My boy,
good to be with you too, man.
My buddy. It's never a dull moment when Nitro and Gunner 6 get together. I'm just letting y'all know that in public. Okay, if you see us coming, you might want to watch out.
Well, hopefully soon, 't soon. And I say in the near future, when you get squared away, we get you back on a pig, because do I dare let it out that Nitro got himself a hog? I
don't know, right?
I don't know. A little Electroglide action. I don't know.
Right on. But guys, ladies, it was definitely a pleasure to see y'all this weekend, or this week, I should say. Again, next week we'll be here again at 7:00 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel right here with Nitro, Gunner 6, Gearheads and Guardians. Get you some next week. We'll see you then. I have a great lineup for you next week. Hopefully we'll have some more really cool merchandise
stuff to show off.
Check out. And look.
And pay attention, relieffortroops.org. Pay attention to the website. New stuff going up soon.
All the time. So again, with that being said, Shoot straight, go fast, but most of all, be safe. God bless y'all. Take care. Have a wonderful evening.
Have a good night.